Hello, everyone, and welcome to DITA World 2025. I'm thrilled to be here today to talk about a topic that's crucial for all of us: quality by design, embedding compliance into your DITA workflows. So what are we diving into today? Well, we'll start with a quick introduction and then look at the core problem, the challenging intersection of content and compliance. We'll discuss the pain points of manual compliance, explore where in your DITA workflows you should embed compliance reviews, and crucially, how AI and automation can help you scale these efforts effectively. Let's get started. So, a little bit about me. I'm Deborah Walker, Manager of Linguistic Solutions at Acrolinx, an AI-powered software platform designed to help large organizations improve the quality, consistency, and impact of their written content. I lead a team of linguistic experts focused on enabling enterprise content strategy. With over 2 decades in linguistics, localization, and content optimization, I'm passionate about bridging human connection and AI to create clear, compliant, and brand-aligned content. My expertise lies in shaping how linguistic intelligence powers AI-driven content governance. And before we go further into our topic, I'd like to talk about who we are and who we are in this ecosystem. We're professional communicators, crafting and managing vast amounts of information. Our professional output is expected to be clear, precise, accurate, consistent, empathetic, and most of all, compliant. We're also content consumers, relying on clear and accurate content every day in all of the things that we do. And let's be honest, we're often content critics. We know what good and bad content looks like. Understanding these roles helps us appreciate the multifaceted challenge of quality and compliance. So, what's the core problem we're facing? Firstly, there's more content than ever before. The sheer volume is staggering. Billions of documents and pages created and updated annually. The explosion of content naturally leads to more opportunity for risk. And compounding this, regulations are a complex and evolving landscape, a patchwork of national, regional, and international rules, especially fueled by the borderless internet. It's a lot to keep up with. So does this look familiar? We're told we need new content or we need to update current content. So we bring in our subject matter experts, and they know stuff. They know a lot of stuff, but they're not necessarily writers. Your writers and editors need to alter the content they create so that the audience can understand it. But wait, we also need to align our content to our style guidelines and get sign-off from our stakeholders. Those stakeholders may apply legal and compliance expertise. And at any point, the content may be sent back to the very beginning of creation. Until after many rounds of revisions, the content is ready to publish. Or at some point, your deadline approaches, and you have to make do with what you have and hope you'll be able to continue to improvement. But then there's another need, another project, and it all starts all over again. Trying to navigate this with manual processes often feels like being lost in a maze. The reactive approach, where compliance is treated as a final hurdle, is fraught with issues. It's time-consuming, and resource intensive. It leads to inconsistency due to human error and varying interpretations. Lengthy review cycles impact your time to market, and simply tracking and updating for evolving regulations becomes a monumental burden. And the reality is, for many industries, compliance isn't an option, it's a cornerstone. Adherence to legal, regulatory, and brand standards is non negotiable. Failure to comply carries significant risks, legal penalties and fines, reputational damage, product recalls and delays, and increased scrutiny. And when you're managing complex data content, these challenges are amplified if compliance isn't baked in. The cost of non-compliant content is high, ranging from lawsuits and punitive fines to product misuse, potentially even leading to injury. So, what's the solution? I believe it's time to shift from reactive checks to proactive quality and compliance, built directly into the authoring process. By making quality and compliance inherent in content creation, we can transform your structured data from a potential liability into a strategic compliance asset. Also, by embedding at the source, you give your writers an opportunity to learn. And they get to learn about these hurdles. They eliminate risk early. And then they also don't perpetuate false or misleading information. By addressing potential compliance issues during authoring, the content before it reaches legal review is already higher quality. Legal teams then can focus on strategic and complex issues rather than routine checks. This significantly reduces the back and forth and accelerates the overall approval process. And DITA, by its very nature, demands this compliance-first approach. Why? Well, because the structured nature of DITA provides an ideal foundation for embedding governance. Its granular control over content components allows for precise application of compliance rules, and critically, the reusability of DITA content necessitates consistent application of standards across all deliverables. A compliance-first mindset ensures every single piece contributes to overall regulatory adherence. But it does bear repeating. This shifts compliance from a separate review stage to an integrated part of the authoring, which is where you really want it, early. So the shift from a separate review stage to an integrated part of authoring is key. Imagine this. As writers work in their familiar DITA environment, an AI engine analyzes their content against predefined rules and guidelines. This system provides immediate feedback and guidance right where the content is being created. For example, you can see here how Acrolinx for AEM guides offers both author content checking and batch checking capabilities so that you can review the whole corpus of content or one at a time go through your documents and make corrections as needed. Acrolinx does the same thing for AEM sites. By implementing the governance early, you can address it before it becomes a problem. AI-powered content governance can seamlessly integrate into your DITA workflows. This enables automated, immediate compliance checks as writers create content, which gives them an opportunity to learn and apply these necessary standards more readily. AI can identify and highlight deviations from critical standards. Legal requirements like disclaimers and warnings, regulatory guidelines, such as specific terminology or formatting, and brand standards like voice and style. Let's visualize where this fits into the content lifecycle. As content moves from authoring into repository through editorial production and publication, and finally distribution, AI-powered tools like Acrolinx can provide critical checkpoints. Places where you can check that content to see if it's compliant early on, if it is already aligning to your standards and the standards that are given to you from other governing bodies. We're talking about real-time checking during authoring to scan documents and score for quality and fix issues related to brand. It also looks for consistency and other regulatory needs. You can also have asynchronous checking for batch processing and with human QA further down the line. In the problem, I stated that the amount of content is increasing, especially with the advent of AI and AI tools. And we can't just hire more experts and editors easily. We need to be able to scale our efforts. The benefits of scaling are significant. Firstly, automated content auditing drastically reduces manual efforts and eliminates errors. You achieve centralized compliance standards across all content types and writers. It's scalable across global teams and different languages, something impossible with manual checks. It can integrate seamlessly into various authoring environments using APIs. You also get measurable analytics and scoring to track compliance trends, enable continuous learning through feedback loops, and see a reduction in manual overhead for SMEs and legal on routine checks. Ultimately, this consistent application of standards leads to a quicker time to market without the usual bottlenecks. And these aren't just theoretical benefits. We see real-world impact. For instance, one major insurance company stated Acrolinx is the technology to help us comply with consumer duty regulations. And they saw a 90% reduction in content review time. Another noted, Acrolinx enables us to comply with 6th grade reading level requirements. And look at these automation figures. A reduced review cycle from 2 weeks to 7 minutes, and scaling from 6 million to over 100 million pages scored per year. That's the power of automating compliance. This brings us to a crucial point, though. We now live in a hybrid world where humans and AI create amazing opportunities. It's not about AI replacing humans, but about AI augmenting human capabilities, especially in complex areas like content compliance. We're actually reinventing Acrolinx with a new engine, one that integrates LLMs with our traditional NLP rule-based system. All of it utilizing our many years of linguistic expertise. So, what does this next generation instant content compliance look like in terms of features? Well, it's pretty comprehensive. We're talking about checks for terminology and brand voice, which we do now, and systems that can scan, score, and fix violations automatically. Advanced capabilities like RAG search for finding compliance information quickly, and ensuring scannability for better clarity and readability. Crucially, It includes human-in-the-loop management, alongside checks for regulatory and legal requirements. There's writing and editing assistance, safeguards for copyright, and governance for AI-generated and augmented content. And the backbone of this is API or prompt integration to fit into any workflow. Essentially, it's about covering all bases to ensure your content is compliant from every angle. This approach isn't just about solving today's problems. It's about future-proofing your compliance. AI-powered systems can be updated and adjusted more readily to evolving regulations. Centralized governance ensures that changes are implemented consistently across all content. Building this strong foundation of embedded compliance makes it easier to adapt to future requirements. And you get to reuse your best and compliant content with confidence. Automated content governance can ensure your compliance at many levels, like those listed here. Remember, when compliance is an afterthought, minimally you risk a non-cohesive voice and a poor customer satisfaction experience. But you also run the risk of punitive fines and reputational damage. So the key takeaway today is this: embed quality, ensure compliance. By making compliance an integral part of your DITA authoring process, powered by AI and automation, you can navigate the complexities of the modern content world with greater confidence and efficiency. By integrating AI-driven content governance into your DITA authoring process, you can move from reactive compliance to proactive quality, reducing risk, improving efficiency, and turning your content into a true strategic asset. Thank you for your time. And if you'd like to discuss how these principles can apply to your organization, please feel free to reach out. Goodbye.